What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Angry Jackalope. Injured, sore, grumpy, but fuck it. I'm here. Let's get close. Come closer. Boom, there we go. So, I wasn't gonna do shit tonight, but the old wifey was like, hey, you should probably do a fucking, like, hangout or some shit for motherfuckers. So, how's the foot? Let me see if I can fucking figure out how to show you this. Huh. Well, I guess I could do this. I don't know if this is gonna work. Right now I'm wearing a boot. What's a boot? What's that all about? Take a proper picture, like giving you a sexy shot. Sexy. Sexy shot. There we go. So that's my fucking foot right now. Got a fucking boot on. So, since we got time to fucking kill, and I'm trying to get your guys' minds off the election going on right now, I'll tell you a little fucking story. So I have rolled my ankle 5 times over the last 2 years. And the big reason for that is I have no inner ear, I discovered. And so all of the shit that I do is based off of sight. So I went and was doing physical therapy to learn how to walk with only my feet sensation and my eyes. And once I found out that that shit was costing me something like a hundred and what are you barking at, numbnuts? Stop barking. Something like $150 a fucking visit, and they wanted to do a visit like, I don't know, twice a fucking week or something. Yeah, get her, spray her fucking mouth. You want that? Brad, you be quiet. So, I have no idea yet, Sonny. We'll have to wait and see on that shit. I got her. Oh, get her. She can't get away, mommy. She can't get away. That's motherfucking Halloween right there for you. My dog was being a little ass. So, Red Mirage. Should pay your bill so they can take the boot off. Yeah, right. Take the boot off. Yeah. So, I stopped going to that physical therapy and just started doing the exercises that the lady had told me to do. And basically, as long as I can see, I'm pretty good. But I was down in California with my wife. We had been walking this pier for 45 minutes, and they were all flat planks. So it's no big deal. We got over by where they were fishing, though, and it didn't dawn on me that the water on these wood planks would warp the wood. So I went from completely flat to really knotty. And I do mean naughty. These motherfuckers ain't getting shit but coal for Christmas. Naughty planks. And of course, I went and I lost my balance. And let's just say this is see how do I explain it? This is my ankle. Okay. And I went and rolled it. And I had good boots on. I had my hikes on. So that prevented me from really rolling it all the way, but it still was fucked up. I still rolled my shit. What's up, Simicon? What's up? Yeah, so I rolled my shit, and that was day 2 of a 5-day trip, and I was helping move shit from one state to another state, and so I was walking around on it, and I was limping on it. It hurt. But it wasn't that big a deal. And then right before I left California to drive to Vegas, we got I got a gift that was super, super fucking awesome. My mother-in-law gave me 1986 to 2020 silver coins, like a complete set. And so the car was loaded up, and I wasn't about to leave this in the car. And the thing weighs like 3 fucking pounds. So I just put it in a backpack. And so as we went to check in to the hotel, I'm carrying this backpack and this extra weight, and I'm humping it, and the ankle and everything else is just really killing me. And then the heel started acting up. And for those longtime viewers know, I've got bone spurs that are like really crazy. And I actually have extras. I'll show you guys in a little bit. So I was like, all right, this shit hurts. Pain is my fucking middle name. So I was like, fuck it. You know, I ain't got to trip on it. So we did the whole night. We went and did some gambling, which was really funny because the mother-in-law gave us a couple $100 to gamble with, and it was hilarious. My wife kept seeing these bees, like in the story we were listening to on the way to Vegas. There was a guy, he was kind of a beekeeper, and then we were driving and she saw bees, and then she saw these girls walking around Vegas dressed up like bees. So she kept seeing bees, and so the wife was like, "Hey, what's up, Jeffrey? Thanks. I'm I'm hanging in there, but I have updates on this shit that's fucked up. But we'll get to that in a second." So, wife lays a mandate that we have to play slot machines that do with bees. And I was like, whatever. I was like, give me my $100. So I had $100. She had $100. I took my $100. I went to the high roller slots. Went to one of the machines, and this Russian dude comes over to me, and he's like, "No, no, play this machine. Play. Look, this machine has bonus. It's good. Only do $20. $20. It's a bonus. The dude's drunk off his ass, but he's so fucking hyped. This dude is so excited. So I am a sucker for excitement, or if you're gonna sell me on something, whatever. And so I'm like, fuck it. That's as good a place to try my $100 as anywhere else. So put $100 in this one machine that this dude is just ranting about. He says only do $20. Don't do the big one, which would have been like I think $100 just for a single spin. And so as I'm playing it, I'm realizing the reason he's excited is he had played it to a certain point and had gotten the bonus meter to halfway. So by me playing it a couple more times, it would get to the big bonus and then something would happen. So I get to the big bonus thing goes, and it's a small thing. I think I won like maybe $40. He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and he walks away. I'm like, fuck, whatever. So anyway, we walk around because Irene's like, "I'm not fucking with anything in here. There's no bees in here. I want bees, 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 bees." So we're walking around. We're looking for the fucking bees. We're looking for the fucking bees, and we're walking, and I'm limping, but I'm like, fuck it. We're in Vegas. We're gonna see, you know, what's what. So I'm about ready to call it. I'm sore. I'm like, I don't see no goddamn bees. I see eagles. I see fucking fish. I see fucking buffaloes. I see all these other. I don't see no goddamn bees. So then we're getting there. We're walking, and then she sees a spot, and she goes, "There's bees." I go, "What?" So we walk over. Sure enough, there's one of these machines that had like multiple types you could pick. So it was one of them you could pick was bees. And I'm like, all right, go play it. So she sits down, plugs it in, puts her $100 in, spends it, and it's pennies. It's a penny machine, so I think the max spin on the pennies was $2.50 or something. So she does one spin, nothing. She does the second spin, and it says all this bonus shit. Bonus auto spins, some bullshit. So it does an auto spin once, no big deal. We're like, yeah, whatever. It does a bonus spin again, suddenly shows like these honeycombs, and all of a sudden these bees just come out this bitch and go crazy. And they start to do like this little synchronized dancing and shit, and I'm looking at the countdown on the thing, and it's like 1, then it goes 100, then it goes 200, then it goes 500, then it goes to 1,000. Now these are pennies. So 1,000, you know, that's $100. So it gets to 2,000, then it gets to 2,600, and that's pretty much when all of the bonuses shit stops. And I'm like, holy shit, you just won $260. And she goes, yep. So she hits it one more time because Mr. Steve Griffin always says whenever you get a win, you have to hit it one more time, just because he's seen a lot of times where you'll get a win again right after. And I've actually seen that after he told me this shit. So we hit it one more time. She wins a little more, not a lot, wins a little bit more, like maybe, I don't know, $1 or something more. So she, boop, cashes out, goes to the thing, gets to change, gives me back my 100, and says, okay, you want to go gamble some more? I'm like, fuck no, I'm hurting. So we kind of broke a little more than even. So we go up to the room, we get done, we chill that night. I have a hard time sleeping, but I sleep, no big deal. So then we drive home. We're driving home, you know, my foot's like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, because it's my right foot, right? So it's this. And every time I had to hit the brake, oh, it started to really get sore. So I get home, my ankle was like ridiculous. And I'm like, oh fuck. And so I'm like, all right, well, usually 5 days after, um, 5 days after the event, it was good. So this was like, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we were home that night. So Thursday night, right? So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday comes, and I'm like, okay, I'm able to walk around, but I'm still in agonizing pain, and this shit is ridiculous. So it gets really bad to the point where the wife tells me, go to urgent care. So I go to urgent care, and they get some x-rays for me. Here, let me get an x-ray here for you, so you guys can see it. I'll just call it x-ray. And you know, not to be mean or anything, but the lady who saw me really was kind of fucked up. I mean, she was really horrible in that she had had an operation or some shit that was similar to what I was going through, and I guess and she figured, fuck it, I could handle some shit. You need to not be a bitch, and you know, just deal with it or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, she basically was like, yeah, sucks that, oh, you know what? It might even be better if I do it this way. I might just open Photoshop and then just share it that way. Let's see. Let's see, where's this at? Oh, it looks like it might be, let's see. So it's opening in Photoshop. So what I'll do is I'll just share the, once I get control of my machine. So she's just being kind of a cunt. Because she's just like, no pain meds, no nothing. Tells me it's going to be fucking up to 16 weeks recovery. She goes, in her opinion, is probably a level 3 sprain. A level 4 sprain is when you actually yank a piece of bone out. So she's acknowledging the fact that this is a fairly painful fucking situation. To which I was like, okay, great. You know the shit hurts, but you know you're not gonna help me out with any pain meds or anything else. Let's see if I can at least see. Oh, this is a good one. Actually, this is a good one. So what we'll do is come back over here. I will cancel out of this, and all I will do is just turn on display capture, right? Well, there it is. Okay. There we go. I don't know why that was going to be fucking stupid. So I'll do this. Do this. Alright. Come on. Stop being a cunt. So what you're looking at here, I'll do this. I'll do this. So the one on the bottom is a quote-unquote normal foot. Okay? The one on the top here is my fucking foot. Alright, so let me make sure you guys are being able to see. Yeah, you guys can see. Alright, so what I'm going to do is do this. I will do this. I will do this. I will do this. And I will bring this like this. And then this like this. Grab this and scoot this here. Okay. So now I can go like this. And why is this being such a fucking rancid fucking cunt? Swear to God, I can't get anything to work the way I fucking want it to. Look at this shit. Okay, maybe I'll go like that. So I can go like this, no fucking problem. Okay, anyway. So, let's see, can I go? Oh, maybe I can go like this. Yeah, I could do this. Okay, so I think I can do this. Yeah, that's right. It's a big fucking touch screen, Rob. You can do all kinds of shit. Okay, so the bottom foot, you'll notice there's none of this shit right here. And I was like, what the fuck is this? So you know what this is right here? this little piece right here. This is one of the other times before where I rolled my ankle and I actually fractured it so bad that I sheared off a chunk of bone and it's still sitting in there. So that's a little piece of bone fragment that's just fucking sitting there. And over here, this area right over here, that's a bone spur that looks like a fucking hook, a scorpion's tail. Okay? So if you look at a normal foot, which is right down here, you don't see that shit. Okay? But I got that. Oh, fuck me. And all the little yellow down through here, that's all bone spurs all around the heel here. You could see some fun stuff that you don't see down here. Also, if you look on this foot, this area right through here, you see a nice healthy gap. And you look on mine. Come on, machine. You look on mine. And we go up. And we go up. You see, I don't have that gap. So I have basically bone on bone. Oh, shit. So, anyway. So then anyway, this is what they were looking at in urgent care, and they did not care. Oh shit. They did not give a fuck. And so a day goes by and I'm at home and I'm not sleeping. I'm getting like on average 2 hours of sleep. Because I can't sleep. So I'm sitting there and I'm telling my wife, this shit really hurts more than I've ever hurt before. Normally 5 days after I roll my shit, I'm back up and at it. Even though I might be a little uncomfortable, it's no big deal. So then she goes, what's going on? So I tell her that the arch of my feet, there's a pain where it feels like I have a needle crammed through it going up into my calf. And it started off, it went past my ankle, then it went deep in my calf, and then it started to radiate up towards my knee. And I told her that I was getting kind of nervous, that I thought perhaps this could be a deep vein thrombosis, a DVT, which is not a good thing. She's looking at my leg and she goes, fuck. Okay, let's go. So we go to the ER. Now, this was last Thursday. Last Thursday, I had, I had a thing with Tops that I was going to do for Tops Daily Grind. So I said, well, it's early enough. Maybe we can get to the ER, get it all taken care of, ultrasound, everything else, and then get back in time for my thing with Craig and those guys. So she calls ahead because she works there, and they're like, yeah, it's dead. There's nobody here. I'm like, sweet, let's go. So we bounce over there. In the 15 minutes it took for us to get there, the ER got packed. It was just filled. And then as I'm sitting there, this lady comes in complaining of chest pains, and she's saying her pain level is at a 10. Like this. Oh yeah, my pain is at it's so unbearable. And the lady says, what's your pain level at? She goes, oh, it's a 10. It's a 10. Just like that. That's how she says it. And I'm like, lady, there's no fucking way that's a 10. I have no doubt you might be in pain. But for me, pain, a 10 would mean my ass is on fire and somebody's stomping my balls with a metal spike. That's a 10. Okay? And there's a couple of points where I had acute pain that was so bad that I would call it right around 8.5 to a 9, where I was actually looking at my blades around the house considering lopping off my fucking foot. Yeah, Medicus is right. Urgent scare, they don't care. So you hear this lady say she's a 10 and she's complaining of chest pain. I'm like, well, fuck, that just bumped everybody because, you know, chest, you go into an ER and you get chest, boy, they take you immediately. So they call trauma, blah, blah, blah. I tell the wife, I'm not gonna sit around in this bullshit and wait. I gotta deal with tops. I want to go hang out with the motherfuckers. So we're like, okay. So I just left. I had the band on and everything. I said, fuck it, I'll be back after my show. So I fucking bounce out. I come home. I sit with Craig and those guys. We do our show, our podcast, which will be out next week on Daily Grind, Tops Daily Grind. You'll be on there. And it's funny because I did that fucking show. We'll talk about that in a minute. So come home. I do the show. I finish up. Wife calls back over to ER and they're like, yeah, it's kind of died down. She's like, good, let's go. So we go back over and then they start, you know, they did an ultrasound and, oh, this chick is just grinding up in me and everything. I'm just, do your worst. Just figure it out. And then they find out I did have a superficial vein thrombosis up on the upper part of my thigh. But I've had that, I believe, for over a decade. So they weren't too concerned about it. But they said, we need you to go to ortho. I'm like, okay. So I had an ortho appointment today. They couldn't do it any sooner. So I go today. And when I left the ER, they gave me a boot. So the boots kind of helped to stabilize my shit. But I still fucking every night I'm in pain. Like I tried one night. The pain was so bad. I had tried a Loratab, a Percocet, couple Advil, and even an Ambien. And no bueno. It was so bad. When my buddy was here, I didn't have pain meds at that time because the ER gave me pain meds, but the urgent care hadn't. So the day after the urgent care, my buddy was in town. And so I thought maybe fuck it, I'll just, because they said my liver shit was okay. I said, fuck it then, I'm going to drink. So I pounded tons of alcohol and could not get drunk, could not get buzzed or anything because the pain was ridiculous. So anyway, I ended up canceling my shows that I wanted to do with you guys. I just couldn't do it. I mean, it's even hard enough right now to do it, but it's gotten to the point where this is starting to become normal, the level of pain. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. But it was funny because when I was in ER and they were looking at my shit, they were like, dude, you... Because anytime somebody says, I have a pretty good tolerance for pain, anybody in medical is going to roll their eyes like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? But my wife pointed out, he's got herniated disc in his back. He's got a compressed disc in his neck, torn rotator cuff, blah, 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 blah. He doesn't complain. When they looked at the x-ray and they saw that I had rolled that ankle, had fractured it to the point where it broke a chip off that was sitting there and had sucked it up for 5 days and then jumped back and continued doing it. They're like, yeah, you must be able to handle pain pretty fucking good. And they took me real serious after that. And I was like, what? It was broke, huh? Yeah, I thought it might have been, but I wasn't sure. Well, there was evidence right there. So anyway, I finally get in to see the ortho today, and my wife kind of pressed me before we go. She goes, you're not going to get the MRI today. And I'm like, what? I thought I'd go in, tell him what was going on, get him updated. He'd tell me to go get a fucking MRI. We come back, we dance a little bit, da-da-da. She goes, nope, that's not the way it's probably going to work out. So anyway, we go in there, and this guy's pretty cool. His name's Reagan. And Reagan takes a look at my shit, and he's like, yeah, definitely looks messed up. I'm thinking, fucking think. So I give him the full breakdown, and then he starts grabbing areas, and he's like, that hurt? And I'm like, it's a little sore. Grabs my spot, I was like, no. He hits another spot, I'm like, whoa, money shot, bing, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner, that's woo. And he's like, mm-hmm. Then he goes on top of my foot, starts pressing down, and he goes, how's that? I'm like, oh, yeah, that hurts. And he goes, another spot, nope, nothing there. Goes another spot, I'm like, yeah, that hurts. And I have to tell him I got bone spurs and whatnot. He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, I think what you have is what's called a high ankle sprain. And I've never heard of that before. And I was like, okay, well, what's that mean? More ice up on top or what? And then he said, we'll do the MRI. He goes, we need the MRI really bad. We need to really look and see what's going on in there. And he goes, it's going to be physical therapy and possible operation. And I'm like, well, fuck. And I was thinking, if I have to do operation, then I might as well have him go and shave the fucking heel and everything else and cut the tendon and pop everything back on and, tighten everything up down there. Because fuck, if they're going to cut me open to repair some tendons and whatnot, You might as well have them do the full Monty. You know what I mean? Because recovery is recovery, and physical therapy is physical therapy. So anyway, I call for the MRI, and at first they were gonna try to say some shit like November 11th or some shit. I'm like, no, fuck that. So my wife said, no, we'll go anywhere. So they get me one for tomorrow at 7 in the morning over at AltaView. It's a different hospital. One I don't normally go to, but I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'd fucking drive to Vegas if I need to just to get the shit fucking. I want it done. I want to know what I'm dealing with. You know, I'm tired of fucking wondering what this shit is because it fucking hurts. So he prescribes me some steroid. I don't remember what it is. It's a steroid. My wife's like, oh fuck, yeah, that's good. That's gonna help with the inflammation and everything, but it's also gonna make you really fucking grumpy. So I'm like, oh great. I can't. I gotta be cool because I was like, fuck it. I think I'm gonna try some cocaine and some other stuff. Because while I was driving, I did find some cocaine, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try it. And I knew I was gonna do a show with you guys, and so I'm like, yeah, I'll get some cocaine and try it out. And the reason that this cocaine is crazy. Yeah, use my third leg. No, I'm not trying to bear weight on my third leg. This shit right here is spicy. It's spicy energy. And the reason I had to get it, the main reason I bought two of them. I bought the original cocaine, and then I bought the spicy cocaine. Is because of this fucking warning label. Warning label on this bitch says, this message is for the people who are too stupid to recognize the obvious. This product does not contain the drug cocaine. Duh. This product is not intended to be an alternative to an illicit street drug, and anyone who thinks otherwise is an idiot. I'm like, fuck, I gotta buy this. I gotta buy it. Just because I thought that was just fucking hilarious, you know? So, I figured I was gonna do a show where I was gonna try that, but since we're just fucking hanging out tonight anyway, we'll try it. Cause I need a little energy pick me up because I haven't, like I said, I haven't been fucking sleeping for shit. Now I will point out a couple of things here. Number one, the Tops podcast was really fucking interesting because I thought I'd be able to talk about stuff like my book, video games and stuff that I'm working on, blah blah blah. But it didn't. It didn't get there. It ended up being a big fat conspiracy episode because they asked what happened to the hard use testing and pig heads and things of that nature. What is the show now, and where did the angry jackalope come from? And so I did the history on it and said how the show was going to be, what it ended up being, and then how it ended up going back to what I originally had planned for the show, eons ago. And they were like, conspiracy? What's your craziest? Oh man, it was a rabbit hole and a half. And so when motherfuckers watch that, I'm sure Tops is gonna catch a shit ton of hate. They're probably gonna say that was the biggest idiot you've ever had on your show or whatever, and I'm fully expecting it. I really don't give a shit. But it was funny because it was just a bunch of motherfuckers hanging out, and I really didn't get a chance to talk about any of the stuff that I'm trying to do, like all the books and things of that nature. So that should be pretty interesting. And they were kind of tripping that I had left the ER to come do the show, and then I went back to the ER after. So let it be known, I don't give a fuck. If there's something that I think is important enough, I'll whatever. Whoa. You guys just fucking hear that? Something just popped and fizzed. What was it? Something popped and fizzed over here. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Some pop. I just heard something go pops. That's scary. That's spooky. I got electrical equipment here. I can't have shit just arbitrarily popping and fizzing. Can't. No pop, pop, and fizz. There's some other shit that I got. There's this Bing Black. There's another made with blackberry juice, B vitamins, vitamin C, caffeine, and ginseng. Ginseng's for your dick. right? Or your heart or whatever. And then I had another one here called Kill Cliff Ignite. And so these are some things. Some things here. Let's see. Oh, the podcast will be what did they say? I think it's a week from today, or no, tomorrow. I think it's the 11th. I think it's the 11th. It's the next one they have. So they just dropped one. So it's either the 9th, 10th, or the 11th of next week. I can't remember what they fucking said. I was kind of in pain. So even though I was hanging out and talking shit with them and stuff, I was in fucking agony. I was in pain. I don't know if you guys are going to pick up on that. But some of you guys on the, what do you call it? On the Discord saw this, but I was asking you guys' opinion on, you know, which one of the designs you guys liked, and this is mine. But did you die? But did you die? And that's kind of my little mantra. And then I got like a little angry jackal up here because I've been trying to drink this much water every day. Because the funny thing was, when I was in the ER and they did full panels on me, they said my liver is amazing. They said liver's great, blood pressure was great. They said my kidneys though. Kidneys are looking kind of bad. And I suspect it's all the NSAIDs that I was using because I was bombing the shit out of the Advil pretty heavily. So my wife's like, you will be drinking an inordinate amount of fucking water. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. And it was funny because before he even went to the ER, I'm sitting there with the guys and like, you know, I drank this fucking tequila and then I had drank some other stuff. So I thought, fuck, you know, I'm gonna go get my blood work, and these motherfuckers are gonna be like, Jesus Christ, this motherfucker is like an alcoholic. He's got fucking cirrhosis of the liver and everything. And they came back and said, liver looks amazing. I'm like, fuck yeah. So, you know, liver regenerates, kidneys don't. So I was like, all right. One thing that I also wanted to point out, you know, whenever I take road trips, we listen to books on tape. So I was able to listen to a whole book, which was this book, and it was good enough that I actually wanted to support the author, and so I bought the hard copy of it and the sequel also. And it's a guy named Xander Boyce, and the reason that it's interesting is what I'll say this is if you like post-apocalyptic shit, but you're also like a gamer. Like if you played World of Warcraft or any other RPG and wondered, what would it be like if the world suddenly went to shit and I became an RPG character that could fling fireballs and shit like that? This is your fucking book right here. It's called Advent Red Mage Book 1. And this shit's a trip. I'll just read you the synopsis. Drew Mikulik was working in a top secret facility in Washington, D.C. when Advent began. As all electronics in the world simply ceased to work, blue screens with information appeared before him. I would have said blue screens appeared within his mind's eye filled with information before him. Because you almost sound like blue screens. Like when I was thinking technical, like all the computers blue screen. Anyway, Drew was given access to mana interface and limited number of reality-altering crystals called xantharite. Following instructions of his vision-impairing screens, he slotted his xantharite and changed his fate. He gained the ability to cast spells. Now alone in the dark, he must battle through the government bunker turned dungeon in a desperate bid for survival. Escape is only the beginning, the first of his many problems in the changed world. Drew must be tasked to not only survive, but to guide the rest of humanity safely through the anarchy. This was really fucking good. It was really good. And I enjoyed it. And obviously this guy was obviously Coast Guard because holy shit, his acronyms and military classifications and all that other stuff is on point. Like he would call out, and I guess here in the appendix he actually put definitions of different stuff. Let's see. And it's kind of cool because in the book, they have drawings to show you how certain interfaces look. So it's like, it turned out to be a really fun book. So I always like to call shit out like that. Other fun stuff. I finally, because I was down and out, couldn't do much of shit, finally watched The Boys. Wow, season 2 of The Boys was wowzer. It was really good. It actually went pretty fast. I was kind of disappointed that there wasn't more to it. But holy shit. I was like, damn. And that cliffhanger at the end, salute. I mean, there was a couple of really good red herrings that I was like, huh. You know, I'm going to try. I have been perplexed and wondering how a spicy energy drink is going to taste. Now let's see if the cocaine actually gives me some fucking much needed energy. So let's see. Let's see if we get some fizz here. Let's see. Okay, that crack's nice. Ooh, smell wise. Smells like dog breath. Yeah, it smells like my dog's breath. Which is not bad. My big dog, not my little dog. My little dog's breath smells like death. This smells like fresh dog saliva. Yeah. It's not a good smell. It's really not. But it's an energy drink, so I don't think energy drinks typically smell very good. So let's just see. All right, so let's do a little sip. Cautious sip. Okay. Ooh. Whoa. Oh, shit. Wow. It's kind of cinnamon, but it's got a bite to it. It's got a real bite to it. It's got good flavor. Whoa, that's crazy. Oh, yeah, no, it burns. Not a really super bad burn. But like I said, like if you had uh, Fireball, there's a whiskey with Tabasco in it. Yeah, no, this is. Oh, what is in this? Let's see: carbonated water, dextrose, citric acid, natural flavor, sodium benzenate, sucralose, potassium sorbate, guarana seed extract, natural chili pepper extract. Aha. Mm. Wow, distributed by PG Distribution LLC, Athens, Georgia. This is it's pretty good. Energy. See if we get a little energy kick up. Oh, I had a little fucking alert there. Let's see what that alert said. Let's see. It said stream was disconnected. You guys see a glitch there for a second? As it said, I had a disconnection for a second there. Anyway. Woo-woo. Now, as far as disappointing shows, me and the wife tried watching what is it? The haunted house, Bly Manor, whatever it was. And it was kind of creepy, wasn't really scary. We got to episode 3, I think it was, when the whole gay lesbian shit started to blossom. And we were like, oh, fuck no. We're good. We're good. We're not trying to watch a gay fucking ghost story. And we watched the very, very last episode, and that's indeed what it ended up being. I was like, yay, gay, love ghost story. Nope, sorry. So if that's not your cup of tea, don't watch that, because that's what that shit's all about. And we were like, whatever. Looks like Black Widow is going to be coming to Disney. Speaking of Disney, The Mandalorian. Holy shit, fuck. The very first episode of Mandalorian was good. Oh my fucking hell. It answers a really, really, really big question about Boba Fett. Well, it doesn't 100% answer it, but it looks kind of like at the last couple frames it answers a question about the fate of our beloved Boba Fett. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's really good to see that Mandalorian is still churning out some good shit. Oh wow! I didn't know if that was any good or not. See on Apple TV with Jason Momoa is fucking awesome. I looked at the trailers and I thought to myself that is either going to be really good or really bad. So I'm actually glad you said it's good. Because for a second I was thinking this has a chance to be really fucking stupid, you know. But you know if you say it's good, I'll definitely give that a chance. Um, let's see what else was out there that I was kind of like, huh. Oh shit! You know what I don't have? I don't. Hang on one second. I'm gonna text my wife. I needed to bring me something because there was something I was gonna do a product review. I was gonna share some shit with y'all motherfuckers because I got approached by 3VGear. I meant to bring it in here. Can you please bring me the 3V gear bag? Because I wanted to show you guys some shit that I thought was actually kind of cool. Ouch. You know, that's the problem with pain. I can talk a lot. But every once in a while, I will move and do something, and the pain shorts my fucking brain out. It's like, cannot compute. Fucking brain broke. All right, you know, let's try. Excuse me. Oh, by the way I did this. Thank you. Oh, you're just sore, aren't you? You're fucking hella sore. The way I did this, by the way, guys, this was done with a Cricut. So my wife got herself a Cricut, and she got really enamored with it because of her good friend Brenda. And of course, she had to figure out how to use it. And so I was like, all right, well, fuck, I'll help you figure it out. And when I did, then I was able to see how to do stickers, how to do t-shirts, how to do a bunch of shit with it, really. And it's amazing, the technology, which is the Cricut. And it's an amazing company also because, fuck, they've been around for a while and they've got the DIY mommy corner basically covered. I mean, it is every craft store that I go into, there is Cricut, and they are set to make money. I kid you not. And then when I look at shit like on Etsy and stuff like that, I'm like, I know where they got their shit. Especially when you see one-offs. When you see one-offs, stickers and stuff like that, most likely if it's a solid single cut vinyl, most likely something like Cricut because they can do it. They can do the one-off, get it over to you. Especially if it's something that's copyright protected normally. Like if you wanted some Mandalorian shit and somebody's doing like a one-off that's 12 inches by 12 inches or some shit, or even 12 inches by like 16 inches, they might be doing that shit on a Cricut. And then depending on what they charge you, also will tell you because those materials can get expensive unless you got one of these, white as an example, because you can load any kind of vinyl inside the shit. You just have to make sure it sits on these little pads and they slide in. So there's ways to get material on it cheap. But like you could do t-shirts, you could do stickers, you could do all kinds of shit with it. It's really neat. I'm trying to figure out how to get the leather cutter to work so I can do more elaborate designs inside of the leather so it will speed up the whole process of like beveling and whatnot. Not beveling, edging and embroidering type stuff inside of not embroidering. Fuck, my brain ain't working. You know, the edging and beveling where it's you use this one finger cut. You know, you're doing these little curves and whatnot with it. It's really difficult for a brand new person like myself to do really elaborate things where I could take like a fucking automatic rotary cutter and go and do some elaborate cuts. I mean, obviously, you could see, you know, something like that. You know, if I try to do this by hand, which I did try once or twice, and it looked like a fucking retard's drawing, it was really bad. So I'm really hopeful that it's going to be useful, and I will be doing some trial and error and see what happens. but we'll see. Now, the main reason I'm doing tonight's show was a couple of reasons. One was just to catch you guys up what's going on with me. Two was to point out that Topps Daily Grind's coming out next week sometime, and I told those guys I would do everything in my power to reach out and spread the word, even though that would mean posting on social media, which I haven't been doing a lot lately. I've been kind of ignoring the social side because kind of like whatever. And then on top of that, see, stayed up too late already, working at 6.5 hours. All right, brother. Good night. Oh, thanks. Just throw it. That's fine. Yay! All right. So, I was going to do a review. 3VGear contacted me and said, "Hey, they got their little EDC bag, and they were like, if I wanted to test it out." I said, "Sure, I'll test the fucking thing out." So I've already kind of customized it and whatnot, the way that I normally do. You know, got my patches on it. So this bag is actually really cool because on the back side they have some molly, and if I rotate it like this, you should be able to see it. That's all the molly there. The strapping on this is really cool because this is not plastic. These are all metal, and these D-rings and the actual clamps themselves, this is all metal with a little swivel right there. So it's not your cheap plastic deals like you see on some bags. The D-ring that's sitting here also is metal, not plastic, which is good because even though this bag is small in form factor with, you know, handles like a little briefcase style format, it can carry a little bit of weight. Like I have some weight inside of this right now. So what I will do is I will showcase a couple of things. One thing that's pretty neat, up on the top here, where the zips are at, there is those are lockable. So when those zippers are flush against each other, they create a little eye hole where you could put a lock if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to open her up like this. On one side, you have your installed pocket. You could put like a, you know, 13-inch power MacBook Pro type in here. It would fit. There's like the 13s. You're not going to get a big laptop in here. You get the 13. It's got spots for, you know, all of your pins, things like that. You got a couple of these little pockets here. But really, what makes this thing special is blah, 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 blah. See this panel right back here? This panel comes out. It's a Velcro wall behind it. Right now I've got my business cards, got my knife in here, I've got a flashlight, and then I've got a recorder. But let me zip this up a little bit so I have a little support. What I did, and I don't think other folks are doing that, so if you look inside, you can't really see anything here, right? This is all kind of looks, you know, no big deal. Okay? Get you that. It's like this. Yeah, I'll do it like that. Let me get the flashlight. What I'll do is I'll light it up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see that panel that's right there. See that panel? Okay, now, what I did is, you can pull that panel out and you can put a holster there, right? That's right, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. What I'm doing is, behind this panel, hidden inside, right? There's no way you would know that's there because this Velcro closes so nicely. It just looks like, oh, I just have this other stuff that's sitting here, no big deal. But behind here, I can still leave the panel intact, pull this out if I need it. And there's also a little spare magazine. So for like a little pocket gun, like a Taurus Spectrum, you don't have to take it out and put, you know, one of your Velcro holsters in. You can just leave it, and then if the situation arises where you need to pull your piece out, you know, there you go. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to John Wick the shit and, you know, sling it around, pull it out, reach in and have your gun. But if you're like, uh-oh, this situation is getting kind of crazy, there's a crowd gathering or whatever, you can then go ahead discreetly just pop it out, pull it, and, you know, have it in the ready if you need it. This bag is super Super small, super form-fitting. It's a nice little EDC bag. It's got a pocket also in the back here. So if you wanted to, you could also put your piece here. I have a couple of my free books. So if I'm out and about and I see somebody and they come up to me like, hey, don't you write books? Or if I'm talking to somebody, hey, you write books? And I can say, yeah, here's a book, free book. Check it out. Tell me what you think. So I got that stuff in here. I've got just a few things, and that's it. I got, like, on the Molly, I just have one little teeny tiny. I could have used that flashlight. I think that would have been a better flashlight. That flashlight, and that's it. So I've got on the front some patches. I brought patches in here too. So somebody comes up to me on the street, like I always have. Somebody sees me and they go, hey, what's up, dude? You got any patches? I'm like, yeah, here. I get a patch for them. So as long as I got one of these bags with me, I usually have a patch available for fans. Because every once in a while somebody comes up and they recognize me and say, hey, can I get a patch? I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Or they say, hey, aren't you Andrew? Yeah. We'll get talking. Oh, I remember you when you did the frozen pig head, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, here, you want a patch? Yeah, sure. Fuck yeah, dude. Whatever. So it is what it is. Actually, I'm feeling a little kick. I'm feeling a little kick from the cocaine, man. I'm not trying to condone the use of cocaine, but god damn it, this cocaine, especially the spicy one, is pretty. I want to see how the regular one, the regular non-spicy, ooh, that had a lot more kick and fizz to it. Ooh, that's good. Wow, the flavor to the cocaine is fucking great. Which fucking sucks, because nobody around here has fucking cocaine. I saw it in this little fucking, what do you call it? Gas station as we drove through past Vegas into California is when I actually came across it. And the guy, when I bought it, was laughing. He's like, you had to buy it, right, bro? Because it says cocaine, huh? You had to buy it. I'm like, yeah, I had to buy it because it's fucking cocaine, bro. Fucking cocaine. Anyway, it's pretty fucking funny. So it is election night. And I was going to talk about this 2 Saturdays ago. It was really bizarre. Like, I thought when I was in California, I was going to see a lot of Biden support because I figured, blue state. But I didn't. In fact, I didn't see a single bumper sticker. I know this is fucking amazing for me. Now, maybe if I was in the Bay Area, I might have saw something completely different. But in Orange County, I saw so many Trump flags, Trump fucking billboards, and it could be just, Orange County might have been the anomalistic pulse of California. But frankly, I was surprised to see so much outspoken support for Trump, and not a single thing for Biden. My wife said she saw a sticker on the car. I didn't see it, but okay, so we'll say one sticker versus many posters, billboards, picketers, people with signs, blah blah blah. I was frankly surprised, and I saw a similar thing in Vegas. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? But then we got back to Utah, and then of course here I saw lots of trucks and stuff riding around, flying flags and whatnot, doing Trump caravans and things of that nature. So here we are. It is election night, and I've had quite a few people ask the opinion, who do I think is going to win? Now, I've said for a long time, and I'll continue to say it, I think Trump's going to win. And it's not mathematical, it's not scientific. I never do that. I just call out who I think is going to fucking win. And I didn't really question it. I didn't really question, let's see, Greenman says, I think it's just the city areas with the biggest density that is blue versus the more rural areas. My experience being I live in Cali. Yeah, I was pretty surprised because Irvine's a pretty big city, but there is a lot of entrepreneurs there. So I think that could be the differential. So if you've got a more worker class environment versus entrepreneurs, I think you're going to see probably some differential. But I've been saying for a long time I think Trump's going to win just because Trump is and it's not like I'm a fan of Trump or anything. I like some of the things that he's done. I think he's got a better track record and blah blah blah. But I didn't think Biden had a chance, and then I saw the stuff where Harris just came out a couple of days ago. It's about now just openly talking communism, and it's scary to me. But we had already voted, and I had not until this year actually voted. I've never voted, period, in my entire adult life. I've called out the winners almost every single time. But this time I was kind of like, yeah, Trump's going to win. And then my wife was like, I don't know. So me and my wife got a bet. I bet her $1. So I bet you $1 Trump's going to win. She was like, no, I don't know. I want him to win, but I don't know. So we all voted, which was weird because, like I said, I never voted before. And I was really kind of disenfranchised because I don't really believe that we as the slaves get to pick our masters. I think the masters are already picked, which is why I said Trump. So, but I also realize it doesn't really matter which pony wins this race because there are different agendas that ultimately will lead to the same destination. If you take Harris's example, I think on one side with Trump we get a lot longer before we are completely enslaved. I mean, we're already slaves right now. It's really I see people saying, oh my god, this is so bad and blah. I'm like, we still haven't had bad guys. Like, yeah, we've been inconvenienced and it sucks we can't go to our movies and we can't do this, that, and everything else, but it's going to get a lot worse. So this election is going to be interesting, though. It's going to be interesting to see how this shit plays out. So the wife's like, why don't you do a live show and just do live coverage? I'm like, fuck that. It's because I don't think tonight we're going to get the answer. I think there's going to be some bullshit that will extend into the morning time. Because I remember when Trump was going off against Hillary, everybody said Hillary has it. Oh, Hillary's got it. Hillary's got it. Hillary's got it. And I said, nope, 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 nope. No, actually, you know what? I take that back. You know what? I think actually that election I called wrong. Because I said, I have to go back and look at the videos. I think I was really scared that Hillary's going to win, though. I was like, oh, man, because everybody kept saying, she's going to win, she's going to win, she's going to win. And so I think I might have actually gave in to the bullshit and said, yeah, I guess she's going to fucking win. But I do remember I was pretty critical about who we had to vote for, Hillary or Trump, back then. Because I was kind of like, wow, 320 million people, and those are the best two they have to offer. And then here we are, deja vu. We had Trump, who was the incumbent, so there really was no big deal there. But, the main reason I said Trump is going to win, really, is because there's usually, whatever the incumbent is, every president up till now, going back to, well, as far as I know, Clinton, I can't remember before Clinton, Bush Sr., right? So Bush Sr., I think it's Bush Sr., then Clinton, let's see, then George W., then Obama, and then Trump. So I think it's going to be another Trump. I think each one of these motherfuckers gets basically an 8-year run. But if he doesn't, it'll be a break. It'll break that whole cycle. And I saw something the other day that tripped me out. So Trump has had over 4,000 lawsuits thrown at him. He's had 16 sexual allegations, which none of those have been proven or conviction. Oh, Bush Senior was one Seer. Okay, thank you. So Bush Senior was one term, and then it was 2 terms of Reagan. Okay, cool. All right, well that helps me out. Okay, thanks. Because I was like, did Bush Senior have 2? I thought he did, but he didn't. Okay, good. That works out well. Well, wasn't he also like VP for Reagan? I think Bush Senior was VP for Reagan, Reagan too, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, yeah, you can tell I'm super into politics, right? I used to never was. I used to never ever really care about politics, and then until politics started to come around and slap us all in the fucking face. you know, when it starts to affect your bottom line, boy, then you start paying attention and start looking at shit with bated breath, like, oh fuck, what's gonna happen? You know, because I think no matter what, we're going to see the market take a massive shit. It's inevitable. It's been propped for so fucking long. We'll see the market buckle. I do see some interesting trends going towards crypto. We'll see what happens with that. If crypto ends up going, if Congress ends up having its very own crypto, I'm actually kind of for that, just because it'd be nice to have shit taken out of the central banks and put back under control of the government. I think that's going to happen more on Trump's watch than it would on Biden. I don't think Biden gives a flying fuck this way or that in regards to crypto at all. In fact, that's one of the problems that I've had with Biden's camp, is the fact that I didn't see a whole lot of real clear messaging economically. Um, yeah, yeah, the initiated Agenda 21 with we see 1,000 points flight, blah blah blah. We have a first chance for a new world order, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's funny because we finally all the conspiracy shit we've talked about for decades is now in front of us, is right here, clear as fucking day. All of the stuff that we warned about, every last fucking one. Yeah. Before that, he was head of the company. Kind of like Putin, right? Putin was the head of his equivalent. But yeah, it's all this stuff, all the conspiracies suddenly coming to fruition. We're living in amazing times, and that's why I felt it was important to constantly remind myself. But did you die? Right? But did you die? Everybody's talking about this Rona shit, and everybody's talking about this, that, and everything else, and I keep falling back. But did you fucking die though? If you didn't fucking die, yeah, you might have been inconvenienced, but you're not dead. And even if somebody says, well, such and such died, and my friend died, and blah blah blah, it's like, fine, but did you fucking die? I mean, really, that's the thing that we have to focus on, is the fact that your mental health is under attack right now. They are using every methodology at their disposal to break us mentally. I can hear some of you, who's they, Rob? Who's they? Who are they, Rob? We want to know, who are they? Oh, let's see. Those would be the masters, the people that actually run things. Well, why, Rob? Wouldn't that be self-destructive for them? Because don't they need our money, and don't they need us to work? No. We're at a paradigm shift. We're switching away from industrial revolution times, where we needed bodies in assembly lines and pushing buttons, and each little cog was doing a piece of the machine to build cars, to build planes, to be whatever. Those are all being replaced with artificial intelligence, right? So the vast majority of the people that are around aren't needed. It's like, but no, they still need us though, right? No, not really. And this whole Rona shit is kind of proof positive, right? Because we are destroying the mom and pops. We're destroying a lot of the fast food. We're destroying the hotel and luxury industries with things like cruises and vacations and things of that nature. And they're doing a very, very, very good job of creating a mental health crisis unlike anything man has probably ever faced before. And I think the biggest problem is the 6 feet distance. I think the fact that they're forcing people to stay separate is causing a lot of problems for the vast majority of people. I don't really talk to people on a regular basis. I don't have a lot of close conversations with people, so that's been how I've lived for a long time. But I know a lot of other people that are very sociable, very, very social. They spend a lot of time talking to a lot of different people and things like that, and they're having a rough go. They're having a rough go. Yeah, see, Agenda 21 requires 90% of the world population to die. Yeah, you look at Georgia Guidestones and all this other stuff. They broadcast all this shit. They call it out ahead of time. And so when you look at this really special Rona, um, it would be very interesting if they learned that we are so susceptible to suggestion that they say, well, you're all going to die tomorrow. And a percentage of us believe it so fucking much that the next day, motherfuckers drop dead. And I'm not laughing because I think death is funny. I'm laughing because it's fucking brilliant. The shit that they're doing is so fucking amazingly brilliant. You're looking at the numbers that they're giving us. The numbers that they are giving us through the CDC and all this other stuff. And the numbers of death are teeny, teeny, teeny fucking tiny. Tiny. Well, yeah, it's tiny if it's not happening to you, bro. I don't see. That's the problem. Like, if I were to get something and I were to die, fine, whatever. It's my time to go. I got all my shit right in my head. I'm right with my belief system. If it's time for me to go, I'm not crying about it. Right? I live with pain 24/7. So when you're a person like me and you're dealing with pain all the fucking time, the concept of death is not a scary fucking thing. But you mean I stop hurting? Holy shit, that doesn't sound too fucking bad. But, I have a lot to live for. And the other thing, when you have people like me who deal with pain on a regular basis, we tend to look at our blessings around us a lot more intimately. We look at those things and acknowledge it. Days when you're fortunate enough to do something like reach down the ground and pick something up, or put your own socks on. Or in the case of me right now, I've been able to put this boot on a couple of times by myself. And each time I'm able to do that, that's like a little victory dance, a little happy dance inside my head. Like, holy shit, I was doing this without somebody having to help me. So when they tell me there's a scary fucking thing, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't really trip on it. I'm like, fuck it. I don't care about that thing. Let's see if it gets me sick. I'm not going to get sick. And even if I did get sick, they're like, okay, I'm fucking sick. Whoop-de-woo. And then I guess ultimately the final litmus test would be, but did I die though? If I did die, let's say I get it. How I do. If I get some shit, I'm going to be broadcasting and sharing with you guys 24/7. Hey, this is how I feel today. The tip of my dick kind of itched. It's kind of weird. I never had the tip of my dick. Wait a minute. No, it's still dirty. A little dirty. Let me clean it. Yeah. Oh, that was a good clean. Yeah, I like that. But, I don't believe the hype. Unfortunately, I've heard from a lot of people in the medical industry. You got a lot of people, they get diagnosed with COVID. They go into the ER constantly. Oh, I got it. Oh, it's hard to breathe. Oh, it's hard to breathe. And then they check them and their O2 stats fucking fine. There's no problem. It's in their fucking head. And that's the problem. People are looking at all this negativity and all this fear mongering and all this crazy shit, and they're letting it get in their skin, under their skin. And you'd be like, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck all of that shit. And just be like, fuck it. Really? It's the people that live in perpetual fear are the ones that are really suffering. I saw one guy, he said something that's kind of interesting. He's sitting in Korea. He has a show very similar to what I do. But he stays positive on everything. And he's looking at this whole Rona shit as opportunity to self-improve and to learn new things. If he's like, if I can't work and I'm stuck at home and blah, 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 then I'm going to learn new shit. And I was like, yeah, no shit. There you go. You know, if yes, I agree with that 1,000%. The media are terrorists. Yes. What is the goal of terrorists? To make you afraid, hence the terror in terrorist. So I agree. I think the media, the mainstream media, as well as the alternative news, I think they're pretty much two sides of the same coin at this point. Goal is to scare the shit out of everybody, which really pisses me off because I see so much clickbait. I see so many misleading titles. I see so much bullshit that just drives me fucking nuts. You know, and really, when you look at YouTube and you look at all the other platforms that are doing all the shadow banning and all the other stuff, it doesn't take rocket science to see that we live in an Orwellian society where the thought police is actively engaged and they are controlling propaganda, narratives, etc. And the sad thing is, if you just look around you yourself and you look and you go, man, the world we live in is actually fucking pretty goddamn amazing. It is really fucking cool. Like there's a lot of shit that is super fucking cool. Give you an example. I'm a writer and I can sit down, I can write a story in 2 days. I can get it to my editor who edits in 3 or 4 days. I get it back and do a little bit of formatting and I do a cover. And then I can get this done and out to the world for anybody to read real time. Almost real time. I sit there and the only thing that Lulu asks is before I make the shit public that I send a copy to myself. I buy a single copy, comes to me, and I proof it real quick and make sure I don't have any oopsies like 15 blank pages in the middle of the book or something. And then I say, yeah, and I sign off on it. And guess what? Boom, it goes out. It's available. It goes to Amazon, goes to Barnes & Noble, goes to wherever. And now I am a self-published author and my shit exists in the world. I drop dead. It doesn't matter. People buy it. It keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. That bank account that's hooked to this will keep getting money. That's amazing. That is fucking amazing. This interaction right here, where I can click a button, boom, now I'm live streaming and we're talking and having conversations, and you guys throw some thoughts my way, I throw some shit back at you, and now we're collaborating and talking about things that fucking matter. Matter to me, matters to you, matters to maybe some other person that's watching this. We live in a free society where I can say this stuff and somebody could be a dick and post a comment here that says, yeah, whatever, fat fucker. Okay, that's his choice to be a fucking dick, and he could say whatever the fuck he wants with no repercussions. I could sit here and make a video where I talk smack about a certain political person or another political person or another political person, and I might get shadow banned, but I don't have people showing up at my door in the middle of the night throwing a hood over my head and fucking ghosting me where nobody sees me. Not yet, anyway. But for the most part, I think the vast majority of us live in a very safe, magical environment where we have all this technology, all this fun stuff to keep us slaves entertained, whether it be sports, whether it be entertainment. My lord, the amount of entertainment we have at our disposal with binge watching and everything else. You know, I just finished watching not too long ago, what was that? Hellstrom. And I was able to watch all of it. You know, first few episodes, I was kind of like, he's kind of lackluster. And then the show really progressed and became really good. Became kind of like a brother sister version of Supernatural, with a little bit of Constantine mixed in for good measure. And I really enjoyed it, right? But that's an example of content that just, you know, goes here, right? Let's talk. Hello, hope you are well. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Yeah, if you got to cut out, go ahead and cut out. I'm just doing this just so people have other shit to look at other than the constant bombardment of, well, this is up by 2 points, and this is up by 1 point, and this is up by fucking my dick going like this. I mean, there's so many people so afraid right now, and my advice is let it go. Why stress until there's something for you to stress about? Well, if he gets this, they're gonna do our Second Amendment. Look, we've had presidents and stuff in office that were anti-gun, and nothing ever happened. In fact, when they were on watch, gun sales went through the fucking roof. So, patriots, don't worry. There's more of us than there are of them. So the idea they're gonna come and take our guns, yeah, fucking right. It's not gonna fucking happen. And I think now more than ever, with the way things have been percolating and the pressure growing, I had somebody ask me, okay, so what happens if Trump wins? I said, well, the left explodes, and we're going to see what they've been doing as far as rioting and everything else go up exponentially because they know they can get away with it. They know that bad behavior is rewarded. Well, what happens if Biden wins? Will the right do the same thing? I said, no, the right's not known for going and destroying its own cities and stuff like that. I said, but they do have good aim, and we could see some fringe movements where some of the right decide they've had enough, and you start seeing militant style hit and runs, right? Who knows? But until there's actually something sitting in front of you to be concerned about, sitting and worrying about it ain't gonna do you no fucking good, right? So I'm not really worried about this election right now, and I give two shits at the moment. Like I said, I'll see what happens tomorrow, or the day after, or the day after, or the day after. Who knows? However long it fucking takes. And I'm not going to sit and stress about it because, things that I have to be concerned with is tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, I'm going to go stuff my big fat ass inside of a fucking MRI and let them take really good imaging of my fucking legs, and then hopefully be able to see my doctor same day and go through those results and figure out what I'm looking at. Because knowing for me is better than not knowing. If I have to get operations, fine, I'll get a fucking operation. If I don't, and he's like, it's just some physical therapy you're going to need to do once you heal up a little bit, because you're going to be fucked up, yeah, that's fine. I can deal with that too. So, my advice to you guys is take a breath. Fuck it. Don't worry about it. Get some cocaine if you're tired and you're feeling depressed, because understand with this Rona shit, back to back to back to back to back, followed by this election shit, back to back to back to back to back, the fear of economic shit going back to back to back to back. You can understand why there's so many people just mentally just fucking exhausted, right? So you might have to pull out some coffee or something else, get your mind right, find some good fucking music, and just push ahead. I just heard some new AC/DC. I was like, fuck yeah, new AC/DC? Are you fucking serious? I think it's called Shot in the Dark. Was that the new song? I was like, fuck yeah, that's fucking great. And then I found some other new music that I fucking like. I'll tell you. Here, let me hit this real quick. I tell you what, if you guys get on Spotify, I'm creating playlists, different playlists and different stuff like that. For example, I got a playlist called the Jackalope Den, and that's a playlist for when my friend comes over. We're gonna sit around drinking. Boom, there you go. I got one called Irish Love. I got one called The Dark Side of My Heart. I got one Irish drinking songs. I got one Irish rock. Then, of course, I got like 2020 dopeness that I'm currently rocking to, 2020 rockin' tracks that I really like, classic rock, country Rob style, dope-ass covers, funky funk and R&B, groovin' movin' shiz, Hawaii reggae music joints, heavy rock, hot rods and horror shows, blah, blah, blah. But you know what song I am absolutely, completely in love with? This is my fucking anthem. I got two songs that are like my fucking anthem. There's a dude named Crucifix. Okay, Crucifix, Crucifix, and the song is called My Way. Holy shit! I don't care how bad a mood I'm in or anything else. My fucking hell, I rock that fucking song. Let me see here. Crucifix, My Way. That's the song. Crucifix, My Way. That's my fucking song. And it's like lyrics is, it's a funny thing, death, laying on your back, looking up at the sky, feeling life just slip from your body. The world's a simpler place. No worries about a day after that. All that goes away. It's just you and death, sitting there looking each other in the face. I never set out to be a bad man. Most don't, I suppose. It's just where they end up. After years of walking that lonely road of compromise, the devil road, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Oh, so that's like an intro piece here. In a desert where I find myself alone and broken, but I guess every road to redemption starts in a desert somewhere. It's about picking yourself up, putting yesterday at your back, and letting tomorrow be the wind in your face. But the song itself is, I'm living life my way, a full throttle down the highway, leaving behind what's behind me, living like I can die chasing another sunrise. I'm living life my way, a full throttle down the highway. If today is my last day, know that I died alive right into the sunrise. And it's like, my wife's like, why do you like that fucking song? I'm like, I fucking love this fucking song. Rob says, hey Rob, I wish you the best with your legs and hope your MRI brings you good news tomorrow. Take good care of yourself, my friend. Best wishes. Thank you, brother. Love you. And then, like, the rap is actually pretty dope too. When the day gets dark and the lights go out, I'm looking back on everything I've lost, trying to figure out what this life's about. Doubt hits hard like a 12 gauge, stuck in the muck of my old ways. Just trying to get lost in the moment and forget about the past, because the past is like a damn cage. Be a man that stand when the time's right, but be you, be true to the limelight. But my thoughts are lost with each shot, so rock still shocked by the view in my hindsight. Walking tall through hell, so steady, still living cause hell wasn't ready. Everything in the past is just so heavy. Just so you know, I stay high like a jacked up Chevy. There's nothing better than finally letting go. Like the world is mine and I was born a drifting soul. Ride a little whiskey in an open road, riding through the night, chasing another sunrise. I love that concept of chasing another sunrise. That to me is awesome, because it's kind of like the antithesis of riding off to the sunset, right? Chasing another sunrise. Like, I love that, because that implies you're going through the darkest shit and you're chasing that fucking sunrise. And that's what I love about this song. Plus, it's catchy as fuck. I mean, it's got a beat to it. It's got a good ride to it, It's like, it's really fucking good. Like, I'd play it, but I already know from past, when I try to do live music on this shit, it fucking, it cuts out a little bit. But you know what? Fuck it. We'll do this. I'll play a little bit. So I'll stop it right there. So I'll probably get a copyright flag. I really don't give a shit. And then, of course, there's a song called Crazy. I forget who originally did it. Let's see. Let's see. Originally Crazy. Let's see. Crazy. It's like Gnarls something. Gnarls Barkley, right? Did the song originally. And it's dope. It's like, I remember when I lost my mind. Something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And so, I just love that. Does that make me crazy? So you guys might know that song. Anyway, this gal did a version of it. A girl named Alexa Mello, Alexa Mello, Melo, and like, it's just really sultry. So I'll put a little bit here like this. just so you can hear her vocals just a little bit, because when you hear her singing, it's like, oh my god, she's fucking got a beautiful fucking voice. And it's like one of these things, kind of reminds me of a Miami Vice vibe. You know, got that retro 80s feel to it. And then, boom. So it's really slowed down, right?
I remember when I lost my mind. There's something so pleasant about that place.
So I gotta stop because I don't want to get fucking busted. But you can see, so I got a playlist called the Jackalope Den. And what I will do, if you guys are on Spotify, let's see if they're, how do I share this shit? Let's see, share, all right? I think it's a share, and then what I'll do is I'll share it to my Facebook, Facebook news feed. And so anybody that knows my Facebook or whatever, and you got Spotify, you can follow this link. There are some fucking joints on here, and these fucking songs. Let's see here. Are some of the ones that I really, 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 really love. You know, here it is. I'll say my playlist I discussed on live show. Boom. All right. So there you guys go. So again, the marvels of the technology. You know, in the old days, if I wanted to make a mixtape, share it with you guys, had to put on a cassette tape, spend the whole time recording it and everything, make the little drawings, and then hand it to you. I could do it one fucking person. Then the advent of the CD. Okay, I could burn a CD, I could burn another CD, I could burn it so everything's faster. Now I can sit and make a fucking playlist, share it, and as long as you're on the same platform or anything else, you can click and boom, you can see my entire playlist. That to me is really, really crazy. That's the shit I'm talking about that people are really ignoring or what's the word? Taking for granted, right? So we have all this wonderful shit around us, but everybody wants to fixate on the negative. And I want you guys to really just say fuck it and just not let that shit get you down, because as I've said time and time and time and time again, the only thing we got that is like an infinite amount of is love. You know what I'm saying? Love is the only thing that can be grown exponentially. Everything else requires energy. You can't stay mad infinitely. You can't do it. It's just too exhausting. Geppetto by Clockwork Graveyard is a great. Oh, I'm going to look it up. I fucking love when you guys suggest shit to me, like Nightwish. You know, I think somebody had talked about the Who around the same time I discovered the Who. So yeah, when you guys come across shit, drop it for me. I love timeless, sultry. Like here's the range of shit. Okay. Like, and you'll go like, God, I can't believe this motherfucker admitted that shit. Okay, so on the one side of me, I like classic, really soul, like timeless vocals from motherfuckers like Enya and Celine Dion. Just beautiful voices, right? And if you got any of those old school 50s, 40s types vocalists that has real emotional connection in the voice, man, I'm all over that shit. Like Billie Eilish, like I like a lot of her music. I like the emotional connection that you hear in a lot of her songs, right? And then like that chick right there, woo! Like that's why I said, oh my god, that's brand new love for that song. But then on the flip side, you know, I'll listen to Slayer. I'll listen to Ministry. So I'll give you guys a sampling of some of my favorite. Marilyn Manson, Ministry, you know, Metallica is a huge one. I just finished listening to S&M 2, and I was like, holy shit, you know, I didn't realize they'd done another live one, and I thought it was okay. But like even, you know, Metallica, when they did this last album, I did it a review the night of, went and stood in line and was surprised there wasn't that many people to buy that album, you know, and what was that song? There was a song from Metallica that it's one of my all-time favorite fucking songs now. Let's see, I just go to my light because inside of my light, that's where I've been finding. Like in my light on Spotify, there's like 493 fucking things. Like I've been listening to a lot of Celtic Woman lately. Halo of Fire. That's my favorite song from Metallica's last album. Dum 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 jump 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 dum 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 dum. And then that switch midway through, that little ride part. Oh my fucking god, I love it. Some other shit that I've been listening to lately, within like the last 24 hours. A group called Hidden Citizens. Let's see, From Ashes to New, AC/DC, Shot in the Dark. That, oh my god, I was like, what? I thought his voice was fucked up, but Homeboy's back. Apparently, that's at least, unless Axl Rose somehow fucking shape shifted into that motherfucker. And then seeing Agnes still sitting there hopping, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, this dude is old as shit. He's still hopping around. I was like, fuck, you know. I don't know. Millennium is one I've been listening to. Oh, Smashing Pumpkins just dropped a new fucking album, and I was really surprised by it. It's pretty good. Wrath, Sire, you know, those are a couple of songs on there. Ramona, that's all Smashing Pumpkin shit. Social Club Misfits. St. John, spelled S-A-I-N, all caps, lowercase t, caps J-H-N. First to 11. Fame on Fire. Let's see here. I was even tripping off Machine Gun Kelly. So Machine Gun Kelly just dropped like a rock album. I was like, all right. And it was just not bad. Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is something that I just recently got introduced to by a homeboy. And it was through Jelly Roll that I ended up finding Crucifix. It was because I guess they might all roll together or some shit. And then, you know, Struggle Jennings. Struggle Jennings has a song, God We Need You Now. That one kind of really just gets me in the feels. It's kind of crazy. But Geppetto, okay, Clockwork Graveyard. I'll check that shit out. Another one that I'm a huge fan of, Misfits, Danzig. You know, those are some motherfuckers. And then then I go to Depeche Mode. And then I go to like R&B side, like Boyz II Men. Even R. Kelly, old school R. Kelly, even though, you know, whatever. Michael Jackson. You know, Four Tops, Temptations, blah blah blah. Like my musical leanings go everywhere. Prince, The Time. Let's see, what else are some? Men at Work. There was fun. Like I put together like a really depressing playlist. My goal was to put a playlist together that was quasi like, you know, fucking suicidal. Like it's just fucking sad as shit. You know, like Linkin Park's My December, One More Light by Linkin Park, Stained Outside, Trust by The Cure, Burn by The Cure, something I Could Never Have, 9 Inch Nails. Come on, that song right there, that's anthem fucking song right there. And also That's What I Get. Early fucking 9 Inch Nails, man. You can't fucking go wrong. Just brilliant shit. Of course, Hurt, 9 Inch Nails, Tourniquet, Marilyn Manson. If you've never heard that song and you want to talk about just raw, visceral emotion on a song, boy, I used to belt that fucking song out until I was hoarse. I couldn't talk the next day. And I would be like really in a bad headspace. And I'd have like one of my homeboys would be rolling with me and they'd hear that song come on. And I'd tell them point blank, plug your fucking ears. I'm about to belt this shit out. And they were like, okay. And they understood. Sometimes you have to exercise those demons by just getting it out of your system, getting the shit out. And that song right there, followed by The Man You Fear. Woo! Poison Every Rose Has a Thorn. Brad Paisley, Alison Krauss, Whiskey Lullaby. Oh, man. Tears in Heaven, Eric Clapton. Oh my god, I don't get any more depressing than that shit, right? Everybody Hurts by R.E.M. Pearl Jam Black. Now, don't laugh, but this is on my list too. The Heart Wants What It Wants by Selena Gomez. Now, you can say whatever you want. That song, that's some fucking pain. The Scientist by Coldplay. How to Save a Life by The Fray. Hate Me. Blue October. I Will Love You by Fisher. Need You Now by Lady Antebellum. Say Something, A Great Big World, Let Her Go, Passenger, Doing Just Fine, Boys to Men. That was that Doing Just Fine. I had gone through a horrible breakup, and that song was my anthem for a good year and a half. And because girl came back, tried to play some fucking games. I'm like, bitch, I don't need you now. So that song was just fucking hilarious. Sound of Silence, I went with the Disturbed version. Again, Frozen from Madonna and It Used to Be My Playground. Both of those songs have significance to childhood memories, things of that nature. Purple Rain by Prince. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. A Tau Limon by Megadeth. That's, they caught shit on that for like a suicide song, but there it is. Hey Man, Nice Shot, Filter, Pumped Up Kicks by Foster and the People, Killing in the Name of, My Immortal, Evanescence, Zoe Jane by Stained. There's a lot of really fucking good songs, and it's just one of those things where when you're a person like me and you have the dark specter of depression like to rear its head from time to time, it's good to have a playlist that kind of represents that pain and angst. And sometimes you can go dive into it, experience it, and then through music or some other methodology, pull yourself out of it and go, okay, I gave myself some time to grieve or be sad or be upset about a particular situation, and then now you jump into another playlist where you're working out or you're trance and lo-fi are some stuff that I'll listen to when I'm working because it's got a repetitive beat, whatever, and you just kind of can get into that a tribal mindset and just grind some work out. But anyways, it's really fun. I enjoy Spotify, and I think they're brilliant. They're brilliant. You have a subscription model. You have access to all this fucking music. You can download shit. You're about to take a road trip. Just download the shit out of a bunch of stuff, and there it is. I mean, even Audible. Audible is another one of those things that are very interesting because you're going to take a road trip or you're caught in traffic, you got commute or whatever. Instead of sitting there allowing yourself to get all angry and upset, you just get a book on tape. Podcasts. Fuck, I put out podcasts like this shit. This stuff right here. I take these things and turn them into podcasts now. Now you can get a fucking ton of content in podcast format. If you're working out or you're driving or whatever, you have things to listen to help you cope and go through stuff. So yeah, when you guys come across good music or anything else, let me fucking know because I love discovering new music. Sometimes my kids will introduce shit to me. Sometimes I surprise my kids. They'll go and try to tell me some shit and I already know it. Or we'll be driving in a car and I'm playing a playlist and like, oh wait, when did you get into that, Dad? I'm like, what? Just because I'm fucking old, I can't be hip, I can't be into good music. So it's always kind of fun. Always kind of fun. Look at this cocaine again. Cocaine, motherfuckers! All right. So now we talked about positivity. We talked about some other stuff. Let's take a peeky peek. We know we had Sean Connery died. If you guys were not aware of that, he died a couple of days ago. So if I go to look at some of these news things, I'm just kind of curious because I'm sitting at 7:15 at night. So now it looks like a lot of stuff is done as far as some places voting and whatever. So now they're like, let the counting begin. And now they are talking about a bunch of different stuff. And so I'm kind of like, all right, whatever. Now let's see, what was this? World watches, weary from political strife, Americans fleeing country. Democracy tearing us apart. Troops roll into battlegrounds. Oh my God. Trump's Walk of Fame star boarded up. Law enforcement braces for unrest. It almost seems like that's what they want to happen. Because they're putting this shit out constantly. I mean, it's all negative. It's all. I don't see a single fucking story here that is in any way, shape, or form positive. Everything here is all negative, 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 negative. And it's no wonder why people are just so upset right now. It's just funny. It's just funny to me, you know. So it's like, okay, there's an old Public Enemy song that popped out before. It's like, don't believe the hype. Mooah, don't believe the hype. That's what this shit is, man. It's negative hype. Don't believe the fucking hype. Let the shit go. Don't let these motherfuckers live in your head rent free and fuck with your soul. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. I remember when I was down in California, it was really cool because I got to see some family that, not very religious or anything else. But I tell you what, this Rona shit has made some people very religious. It's humbled some people. And I think in that regard, it's not a bad thing. We should always kind of try to humble ourselves. Like, we're all great. We are all unique in our own special ways. But also at the same time, we're a big family. We're a big family with a lot of different individuals. And we constantly see now, I was talking to my son about this the other day. We constantly see now bad behavior being rewarded. Like I heard my daughters and them downstairs. Well, one of my daughters. I'm not going to put her on blast or anything. But one of my daughters was downstairs doing a workout routine, but it was based around the WAP. And I refuse to watch the video because I already know it's going to be buffoonery and some other stuff. Song might be catchy as shit, but it's like, I can't bring myself to watch it. I just can't. There's actually most videos I can't bring myself to watch now. Just the over sexualization of things and just the moral decline. It just, either it's a band performing and there's strobe lights or there's something artistic and stuff. It's kind of like, I don't know, the videos now, I just can't get behind them. I just rather listen to the music and make my own images and stuff, But in any event, I was sitting in the couch, in the chair because I was in pain, and there's a vent right next to me. So up through the vent, I hear the music and all this other stuff, and there's my son with me. He's just shaking his fucking head. I said, "What is that? What? I know. I think I've heard some of that music. I'm not quite sure what it is." He goes, "Yeah, it's that goddamn WAP shit." And I'm like, "Who the fuck is WAPing downstairs?" And then we started figuring out, and so I texted my daughter, "Hey, can you stop WAPing down there?" And she's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe my dad just said that. Did he see it?" And I was like, "No, I didn't see shit, and I don't want to see shit, but this, if you're gonna work out. You don't need to fucking emulate some bullshit." And it's just unfortunate because bad behavior and other stuff gets rewarded, where real acts of bravery and real acts of human kindness gets relegated to the third page or fluff pieces. And that's the stuff that we should be all kind of experiencing and sharing and enjoying with each other, is finding the victories. How many times you watch like a movie and this guy, despite all odds, makes it, survives, and does whatever. We love that. We love success stories. But no, they just keep giving us all this bad behavior and all of this horror and scary fucking shit, and they just fuck with us relentlessly. And so we're just at, alright, so what do we fucking do? Right? You could constantly absorb it and become a real negative person. Like, there's a lot of times I catch myself slipping into that mindset, and I'm like, dude, stop, you're being a fucking dick. Oh yeah, being a dick. Or you acknowledge it for what it is, you say, okay, fine, and then you move on. It's really all you can do. It's really all you can do. But try to be positive and help each other along. And it's hard. It's hard because a lot of times I think we all have stories where we help people, and then when we're helping them, we get fucked over, and then we become jaded. But my friend Steve, he came down, and he was going to work on my daughter's car, and his back was fucked up, and he was limping along, and it was like it's like two gimps, and I had to go to Target to pick up some medicine. I said, dude, can you drive me down there because I can't drive. So he drove me down to Target, and I did something I never did before. I got in one of those little carts, and I've been hurt before, and then my family would say, hey, why don't you use one of those carts? You know, and I know it's because they're like, fucking hurry up, Dad, you're going too fucking slow. And I always said, no, I'm not going to use one of those carts because somebody is probably going to need it more than I do, and I refuse to take it from somebody else. Well, this is the first time in my life where I had to humble myself and say, Jesus, I fucking need this. I need to use this fucking cart. And I was embarrassed. I got in that some bitch. Didn't know how to use it. Looked at it. It was pretty intuitive. And then I started rolling around the fucking Target. And I tell you what, that some bitch was fun. It was fun. It was like driving them in golf carts. But I felt guilty as fuck. But I needed it, you know. And I had a big old boot on my leg, so nobody really looked at me crazy. I saw some other people, you know, kind of questionable, but I was like, fuck it. If they need it, they need it. I'm not going to judge them. So I got my medicine and whatnot, and then, you know, Steve, fucking good guy that he is, he fucking drove me to different spots, and then he ran into the store and he bought all the stuff that I needed to get because I was like, I said, dude, I can't go in. I'm just going to lay here. So I just passed out in his fucking car, and he ran all the errands that my wife had left me to do because we had Halloween coming up, and my daughter was having a fucking Halloween party and all this other shit. And so there was a lot of shit we needed to do in anticipation of that. And then my wife had to work, and we had never anticipated that my injury was going to continue to be a plague. So my friend Steve came down, and he basically just spent almost 2 days just kind of taking care of me. And that's the kind of love that we should have towards each other. We should all make it our goal to help people if we can, regardless if they say thank you or whatever. It's beside the point. We should be helping each other out, especially when you see someone needs help. You know, there's been a lot of times before the Rona came, I'd see somebody old struggling with something, I'd ask to help them out. Now I fucking feel impotent because I go and even start walking towards a motherfucker, and I can see them look real quick, and I'm like, oh, they're terrified of the Rona, so I can't help. I don't even offer to help because they're already living in such a fearful situation where I don't want to go inside of that 6 feet bubble that they put themselves in. And, you know, if you're old, I get it because they're telling you constantly this shit is a death sentence to fucking old people. And that sucks. I can only imagine how scary this shit must be for old people. You know? Like, they're like, fuck, I gotta go get shit, but I'm fucking terrified to get it. And then I see some old people that just don't give a shit. They walk around, they just look at everybody in their masks, and they shake their heads like, you fucking morons. I saw a guy like that today in the hospital. They kept trying to tell him, sir, you didn't put a mask on. Fuck your mask. He said, fuck your mask. And I was laughing. I was like, well, fuck, he's the demographic that is most at risk, and if he doesn't give a shit, well, what, you know, he's the one everybody's talking about because we have to for the old people, And I'm like, all right, whatever. Oh, I was sharing this with you guys. So the pain that I've had before I had pain meds, I damn near went through this in 2 days. 2 days, and so this was what was it? Day one, it was like something like 8 shots. Like 8 shots, and then day 2 was like 12 shots or some shit. And I finally said, I better stop because even after 12 shots of some delicious honey bourbon at 86 proof, it wasn't taking that edge off, and that's how I knew there was really something fucked up with my fucking feet. You know, really fucked up. So when I get the MRI stuff and I get, you know, some more good imagery and stuff, I will share that with you guys and everything else. But what I wanted to leave you guys with, regardless of how the selection turns out or anything, everything is mindset. And I do mean everything. It all comes to your belief. What do you believe? If you believe you're going to get sick and die, you're probably going to get sick and die. If you believe you're invulnerable and you go do dumb shit, that might not work out very well with you. But if you believe that you are a healthy, um, creative individual that can accomplish amazing things, I think you could do that too. I think because I'm nobody special, but I have a lot a lot of accomplishments that I can point at. And my wife will ask me all the time, "You feel really good because you did this, 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 this. You got this done. You got this done." I'm like, I don't even know. I'm not even close to being done. I got more shit to do, you know. And really, I think that at the end of the day is what keeps me going. Is the drive. Is the belief that I have a lot more to do. I mean, even this shit with you guys. I was gonna get rid of this shit a long time ago. I really was. I was fuck this YouTube shit. I'm done with it, But um, there's a handful of you motherfuckers I love, and I want to make sure I keep providing content for you guys, whether it be reviews, whether it be whatever. I got one more thing. The 5th book of the Expanse, the one where this 5th season's coming up. Holy fuck, best book so far out of the Expanse series. I'm reading book 6 right now, but fucking book 5, outstanding. If they capture half the shit from this book in this 5th season coming up December 21st, holy shit, it's gonna be a great fucking season. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I want you guys to just try to be positive with things, because the only reason I do this shit is for you guys, to give you guys a voice in the madness. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, Yak. I know I can keep talking to you guys, but every so often somebody comes across one of my videos, like the old Spark videos, and I'll get a private message saying, "Dude, I shared this with my kid who was fucking suicidal, and you helped him out." And so I'm like, almost feels like I have a moral obligation to flap my fucking jaws and speak from experience and let motherfuckers know. 1, you're not alone. 2, we all hurt. We all go through this shit. And 3, did you die though? Right? And that's that's the thing. Like I have to keep doing these things just because it's just like I wasn't gonna do a video tonight. I really wasn't. Well, my wife just slammed it on me, and she's like, there's all this negativity and all this horrible shit. Why don't you get on and just talk about some of the shows we've been watching, talk about some of the trip, let people know what's been going on with you, and blah blah blah, so they have some kind of distraction, just so that they have something else to listen to instead of all this bullshit negativity constantly. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I should go on and just, at the very least, give you guys a status update, what's going on with me, and keep you guys plugged in every step of the way. Pun intended. And give you guys different stuff, because the other thing I'm doing is creating content. So, for example, shameless plug. If you go and you look at Robert R. Rick / Rusted Blade, or just do a search for Rusted Blade Podcast, or go to realtimestorytime.com, right? I have a book up there for free. You guys can listen to it. You have to buy it. Don't have to fucking download it and read it. You can fucking listen to it. And that's going to give you, was it 45 minutes and 30 minutes? So what is that? An hour and 15 minutes of escapism. So if you want to get away from some bullshit and actually take a listen to one of the stories, I think is actually a pretty good one, go check out Rusted Blade, right? The other thing is, I will be doing some real-time story time soon. I don't know when, but there's the fun thing there is, it's going to be Mr. Trouble and it's going to be an ongoing series for about a month, maybe a month and a half, where I'm going to do each month, or excuse me, each week. The story will continue. Up to this point, I've done one-offs, right? Kind of like origin stories. And I think I've only done one episode that was a continuation of one of the things before. So Mr. Trouble is going to be an ongoing thing that you guys are going to be built on, right? So, well, see, Yak, if it says it takes you 2 hours, oh God, I gotta, excuse me, somebody's talking shit. If you say it takes you too long, it's 2 hours to read, then this audiobook is perfect for you. But you don't have to read. You just hit play, just listen to it. You get bored, pause it. Oh my God, I hate that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can try some here. Sometimes if you drink something, when you gotta sneeze, it'll stop you from sneezing. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for the blessing. So yeah, anyway, feel free, guys, check it out. I love getting feedback. More than donations. Anything else. You guys read my shit and you tell me you read it and you have some thoughts on it, or you have some questions, and you say, I liked it, or you say, it was alright. I didn't really care for it. It wasn't my cup of tea, but I finished it and I thought overall story structure was okay. I ain't mad at you. That shit makes my day like you wouldn't believe. You know? I posted on Facebook. It's one of the few posts I've done lately. But the other thing I'm going to be doing more of is I'm probably going to start a blog, a different blog. I have already robertrricks.blogspot.com, but I think I'm going to do angryjackalope.blogspot.com. I'm going to start writing reviews with all the photos and stuff like that. And if I already have a video review, I'm going to put it there. That way, it'll be a little easier for people to find reviews and stuff like that and say, okay, well, here's bags, bag reviews. That way, when I get a bag from like 3VGear, for example, which this bag was like $30-something retail. Great price for a bag. I can then take a bunch of photographs, everything, put that up there, and so in addition to possibly having a video for it, there's also a blog on it. Blogs for stuff like Ma Energy, that's a local company here. They got some really good energy drinks. Again, so that way I can create some additional content for you guys to look at and see, and it's easier for you guys to find, and that way things are kind of clearly segmented. So like the Robert R. Rick stuff, that's really pop culture, book stuff. Angry Jackalope will be like gear review stuff, and then there's probably going to be a conspiracy-based blog that will coincide with the other video channel that I've yet to create, but I will be creating pretty soon, because there's some conspiracy stuff that I'm going to do little micro documentaries on. And I think when you guys see those little documentaries, it'll make some other things make a little bit more sense on some of the things that I talk about from time to time. But anyway, we're at just about 2 hours. It's amazing to me that I was able to power through 2 hours feeling as shitty as I do. I give all credit to cocaine. Cocaine is a hell of a drink, and this black one here, which I believe is the original, is fucking delicious. And this one right here, the red can, is good too, and the spiciness is really surprising. So that's it, guys. That's the show for right now. Hang in there. Don't let shit get you down. If you like it, please subscribe. Tell your friends far and wide. Until next time, motherfuckers, please be good to yourself, good to each other. Go out, live life to the fullest, ride the bus till the wheels fall off, get some adventures, have some scars, get some love and all that jazz, and I'll see you motherfuckers when I can see you again. I will probably do an update after I talk to the doctor and find out what's going on with the MRI and everything else. All right, guys, be safe. Talk to you later.